Last week when I was in Japan, we got news that Toyota's three-row EV was being delayed in the Kentucky plant. Now, it's anywhere from 6 to 12 months delayed. They say it's for production reasons. It could be due to the uncertainty in the EV market to some extent, but I really think it is because of production reasons. However, that's not stopping Toyota and Subaru from continuing to work together. That three-row EV coming out of the Kentucky plant is not only going to be a Toyota, but it will probably also be badged as a Subaru, and they'll have a fancy Lexus version more than likely as well. We have a new article out in Nikkei Asia talking about what else Toyota and Subaru are working on in the EV arena. Today we're going to discuss that. If you're new to the channel, my name's Kirk. I talk about industry auto news. Make sure to watch my recent trip to Japan for Honda. All the new EV technology could really give them an edge, but I also drove their EV prototypes. And yeah, check out that video if you want to learn more about Honda's EV technology. Make sure you subscribe for more updates about EVs, not EVs, anything automotive I cover here on the channel. If you're new here, welcome aboard. We have other news to talk about today, and I'll kind of trickle on off of the Subaru and Toyota EV news, like Toyota and Hyundai working together for sports cars. That could be pretty exciting. Also, the mobility show in Japan is happening this week. We have a new render for the next gen IS EV or LFZC, whatever you want to call this vehicle. So stay tuned. We got some more things to cover after we tackle Toyota and Subaru launching a new EV in 2026. So that's also, this is not the EV that we're talking about coming out of Kentucky. That's a three-row EV for the North American market. This is a global EV. Well, I shouldn't say global. It's probably not going to China. Check this out. Subaru announced in 2024 that Toyota would supply 4 EV models by the end of 2026. And having determined that it would be difficult to develop EVs on its own, the automaker will strengthen its lineup with the help of Toyota. So it's almost like Subaru at this point, since this will be made at a Subaru plant, in Japan, it's almost like Subaru is a manufacturing site for Toyota at this point. Remember, Toyota has, I think it's about a 20% stake in Subaru. We know that they work together on the BRZ and the 86, as well as the BZ4X, as well as the Solterra. Subaru is becoming more and more Toyota-like. If you even look at their hybrid coming for the Forester this upcoming year. Hopefully it comes out this upcoming year. That is being developed by Toyota as well. So let's get into some further news here. More specifically, this production will start in early 2026, January, at Subaru's Yajima plant in the Gunma prefecture, with production capacity rising between 15,000 to 20,000 vehicles per month. All right, so let's do 15,000 times 12, a minimum of 180,000 global EVs for possibly just this one EV. Now, again, remember, they're working on 4 EVs together. We know one at least is coming out of the United States Kentucky plant. This is number 2. But is all this production at this Yajima plant, is this all going to be for one EV? It's hard to say. This is also an SUV incorporating parts from the BZ4X. I wouldn't say it is necessarily taking parts from the current BZ4X, because by the time that this vehicle comes out, the BZ4X will be about 5 years old. EV technology moves very quickly. There could be a next gen, or should I say an updated BZ4X with new inverters and motors and e-axles that are going to be smaller and more efficient. I would expect that. If they just put in the BZ4X components in here with a different shell, I'm sorry, it's not going to be good enough. All right. Now, also in 2026, we are getting more software-defined vehicles. Well, we also have the Lexus LFZC coming out that year. This new render looks pretty cool. I mean, they're taking some of the RZ450E's front end mixed with LFZC. It looks unique. This is different. This is going to be gigacasted. This will be using potentially different batteries, performance batteries from Panasonic, more than likely. This is for sure software defined. Will this vehicle coming out of the Yajima plant be software defined? I hope at least partially. Look, the new RAV4 will be out somewhere around this time as well, January 2026, maybe before that, and that will be partially software defined as well. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this because it's kind of in the crossroads of new Toyota technology coming out and probably at the end of the life cycle of the BZ4X, yet they're saying that it's going to be incorporating parts from the BZ4X. Why? To keep costs down. I mean, sure. I mean, the thing is, the next generation e-axles coming out of Toyota supplier, which is Blue Nexus, it's Aishin and Denso and Toyota all working together. They should be more cost effective. And this is expected to be sold mainly in North America, Europe, and Japan. So when you look at the European and Japanese markets, typically their vehicles are smaller than ours. Okay. I mean, especially for the Japan market, they have to be pretty narrow. All right. They can't exceed the width requirements because the roads can be narrow. Same thing for Europe. European cars are typically pretty small. North America, obviously, people drive tanks every day with their Suburbans and Denalis and all that stuff rolling around in America. I'm going to say what's coming out of this plant in the Gunma prefecture from Subaru, it's going to be pretty small. I think it's going to be smaller than a BZ4X. We have on record, well, it's called the BZ3. BZ3X is what I'm expecting it to be called. Let's pull it up. I mean, this vehicle looks way better than a BZ4X. I actually got hands-on and sat in the concept of this, the BZ compact SUV. I was in this vehicle at the LA Auto Show where it debuted. It debuted at the same time as the new Prius. So I do think this vehicle should come out. Obviously, this interior is going to be very different in production form, but this thing is a much more exciting vehicle than the BZ4X. So this is my random take of what's going to be coming out of that plant. You could easily put a Subaru badge on here. It could be like, it's almost like an electric Crosstrek. Okay. And then Toyota, there are rumors of Toyota killing off the BZ nomenclature because it is I'll just say it's a marketing disaster, at least from my perspective. So they could call this anything but BZ3X would probably be a decent name. Here's my walk around with the vehicle. Shooting it. It's stunning. It's a beautiful design, and that's what Toyota and Subaru need to really stand apart, because the BZ4X and Solterra, it's ugly. The software in here was pretty cool, pretty exciting. I think this is going to be in this vehicle. At least I'm hoping so, to have this sort of software. I want to keep moving. Toyota bought out their Panasonic joint venture this past year. It's now official. Primer EV Energy becomes Toyota Battery. And here's the picture of the new battery plant at their Arai plant, which isn't there a motorcycle helmet called Arai? But yeah, it's a Kosai battery park near that Arai plant. And Akio Toyota was there for the opening ceremonies. They'll be providing batteries for hybrids, plug-in hybrids, BEVs, and secondary batteries for fuel cells. They're thinking of using larger battery packs for fuel cells, almost like what Honda's doing with their CRV fuel cell plug-in. They have their own battery manufacturing facilities now. This is the only one. They have joint ventures with Panasonic in other markets. This is the only one in Japan right now. But if you look at, they still have another joint venture with Panasonic in Japan where they make batteries. Their North Carolina battery plant for Toyota is pretty much 100% Toyota, to my understanding. I don't think Panasonic's really involved with it. I could be wrong, but it is going to be it's going to be a game changer for Toyota, at least stateside, when that North Carolina battery plant comes on. Further hybrid production, plug-in hybrid production, and EV battery production. You got to remember, Toyota's also sourcing LG batteries in North America for EVs. So we're going to move on away from EVs. Look at this. Toyota and Hyundai have a showcase together in South Korea. Akio Toyota, the chairman of Toyota, he's going to meet with The president and CEO of Hyundai, Houston Chung, I think is his name, and they're having this festival of sports cars. So you have the Elantra N, it's called the Avante, and there you have the Ioniq 5N. You have these flex fuel cars, hydrogen car right here on the right for Toyota, I believe. The GR86, and you have the Supra there. It's too bad that GR Corolla wouldn't be there. Maybe it's not sold in this market. And maybe Hyundai's like, nah, we don't want any direct competitors to the Elantra N. So I don't know. I don't know why that the Yaris, GR Yaris or the GR Corolla is not there, but the rest of these cars will be. So it's a good thing that we're seeing some collaboration here. Both of these brands have a huge interest in hydrogen development and a hydrogen future, but they also love sports cars and sports cars development. Doesn't mean this is going to be a start of Hyundai and Toyota making sports cars together. Absolutely not. But I think they're seeing themselves as like essentially very similar companies, just from across. Was it the Yellow Sea right there, or is it the Sea of Japan? Let me look. No, the Yellow Sea is between Korea and China, so this would be, Sea of Japan right here. And I'm sure there's some sort of name for this body of water in between. But yeah, anyways, the Sea of Japan separates South Korea and Japan. I feel like philosophy-wise with the company is there's just a lot of similarities. And so this will be a yearly team up seemingly between Hyundai and Toyota to feature their sports cars together at a festival for car fans. Really, really cool. Toyota's at the Japan Mobility Show. I didn't go this year because it's a biz week. They don't have cars on display. They're talking about technology. We have these hydrogen canisters. Instead of propane canisters, we have hydrogen canisters from Toyota here as a concept, and that they can be, well, it's almost like how Honda's mobile power packs, their mobile batteries for scooters and things like that. Toyota wants to do it with hydrogen. Okay. You can take it to the campsites, run your steak and mushroom grill up top, and you can use hydrogen and live off the grid, essentially. So very, very fascinating with these, but it's just a concept, nothing to get too excited over. And that's about it. That's all I have for you guys today. Do you think Toyota and Subaru's EVs together are going to be exciting? Whatever Toyota comes up with, and Subaru just rebranding it. Even though they can be built and they will be built at Subaru's Yajima plant in Gunma, Subaru is essentially just using Toyota's technology. And Subaru, they're using Toyota technology. They're essentially just becoming a manufacturer for Toyota at this point with a different badge. Time will tell, though, because here's the thing. Like, what makes Subaru Subaru? Well, it's their all-wheel drive system and it's their boxer engines. And once you go to fully electric, what makes Honda Honda? What makes all these brands themselves was their engines and transmissions, you could say, and all-wheel drive systems. Well, the playing field's even now. Everyone's electric powertrains are going to be good. And they're all smooth and quiet and super efficient. Yeah, Subaru in the era of electrification is going to be pretty much a rebadging of Toyota, I believe. Mazda, hopefully they can find a way to make themselves unique in the future. All right. But anyways, I'm going to shut it down there. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day and peace.